All right, guys. So welcome to another amazing edition of the live trading session powered by 10 Trade. This is a 10 Trade powered. This is a 10 Trade powered event for 10 Trade clients to help us get a better understanding of the financial market. All right. So one of the major goals of this session is to help you spot the right zones that you should be trading from. So you'll be getting an expert or a professional's perspective on the market, and then you can actually use those zones to take your entries as well, right? And then secondly, this session is an avenue for you to ask questions to get clarifications on concepts that are not very, very clear to you. All right. So why we do this is for you. All right. So we want you to make the right trading decisions. We want you to have everything you need to be profitable consistently in a foreign exchange market. All right. So also, if you are looking at a particular currency pair that you're looking to trade for the week, right? So you can post those pairs in the chat box, and then we'll take a look at it together. All right. So guys, so let's start from there. Today is Thursday. We still have tomorrow to go in the foreign exchange market. So a lot of setups might still align. Let's see a few pairs. Let's check out a few pairs. Type in some pairs that you like us to analyze together for the week stroke next week. Okay. And then I take a look at those pairs for you, and then we spot the right zones that we should be trading from. Okay. So give me those currency pairs that you want us to analyze. Type them in the chat box, and then go ahead. So Zacchaeus said GBP USD, Victor said gold. So let's start with GBP USD. So luckily I'm on GBP USD charts. Okay. So the number one thing that you want to be doing as a Forex trader is to learn top-down analysis. Okay. So by top-down analysis, it means that you are not trading on just one time frame. You are not trading in isolation. All right. You are looking at higher time frames and then taking entry on lower time frames. So you are starting your analysis on a higher time frame. So personally, I like to do my higher time frame a lot from the weekly. Okay, I check the monthly as well if the weekly is not very, very clear. All right, so if you check out the monthly, what can we see on the monthly here? We can see that price is in an overall downtrend on the monthly. Let me just mark that out real quick. You can see price is giving us lower lows. Okay, so price is currently giving us a lower low, like so, and then we're currently in a retracement, a pullback, like so. All right, so let's quickly do something. Let's measure this retracement using fibs from here to here. All right, you can see price is at the 50%, okay, close to, so price is at a golden zone, right? Possibly we should expect a move like so. Let's go back. Anywhere between the 50% and zero here, all right, we should expect a sell. So all of this is a supply zone. So from this 50%, from 0.5 here, we should expect a strong bearish momentum to continue that downtrend. So the monthly has given us a story. Okay, let's see if that story aligns with the weekly time frame. So weekly, what do we have on the weekly? On the monthly, price is bearish. On the weekly, price is also still bearish. So there are times that when you take a look at the normal candlesticks formation, you know, the trend or market structure might tend to be not very, very clear. So personally, I recommend, if you're finding it difficult to understand, to view the market structure, change from your normal candlestick that you know to the Heikin Ashi. So when you change to Heikin Ashi, okay, what can we see over here? I can see that price is very much in a downtrend from here. All right, what can we see? And then currently we are in a retracement. All right, and then price is currently reacting to this supply here. All right, so on the weekly we are in a retracement. All right, we are in retracement on the weekly, and then anywhere from here, this zone, we're expecting a push down, because this is a supply, and in a supply we are looking for sales in a supply zone. Okay, so but you won't just take entry on the weekly. If you take entry on the weekly, your stop loss will be very, very wide, and then you might be waiting for, you know, months, if not years, to take profits on just one trade. So when you see a zone, a point of interest on higher time frame like weekly, you want to go to a lower time frame to get your entry. All right, so let me clear up the chart a bit and then we'll do something. So over here right now, what can we do? So price is currently somewhere here. So when I find a point of interest on weekly, personally, I like to go to the 4-hour time frame. So I'm going to go to the 4-hour time frame, and on the 4-hour time frame, I want to look for what I can trade. All right, so price has already taken effect over here. So sometime 2 weeks ago, I made this analysis for us. I made this call, and then I let us know that price is going to retrace from here. How did I say that 2 weeks ago? We analyzed this pair together, and then we spotted the same weekly supply. And then on 4 hours, I told you that price has changed from bullish to bearish. So I saw this and I showed you 2 weeks ago. All right, so price did this. All right, and then so we have price give us a bullish order flow right here. And then I told you that this higher low has been broken. If this higher low is broken like so, we should wait for a retracement into this block of supply right here, and then we should sell. And then as you can see, that zone held, even though it played around a bit, but ultimately it held and then came all the way down. Okay, so what led to the bearish momentum was this reversal that was happening over here. All right, so if we still take a look at our structure, okay, what else can we still find? So in the bearish order, in the order flow changing from this bullish to bearish, this is a structure that we are working with. This is a move. You have this impulse move. All right, and then we have this corrective, this correction. All right, and then all of this is internal structure, but ultimately this is the impulse. So if price is going to make another retracement, let me go to Heikin Ashi and check out something good. So we are still, if price will make the proper retracement into a supply zone, we want to wait for price to retrace into this supply, the last up move. All right, so price is currently back into that weekly supply, but we want to sell in a very, very strong supply. So if you're looking for sales, you want to sell in a supply zone. So you want to wait for price to retrace. So price needs to retrace into this zone. It is from this zone that you want to look for sales. All right, it's as simple as that. So when price gets into this zone so this is a 4-hour time frame. When price gets into this zone, this is when you want to sell. And then you are going to be selling on a lower time frame. I recommend that you sell on a lower time frame. Why do I think that? If price should come into this zone, it will be a very good zone to sell, because I'm already seeing possible inducement over here. All right, so take a look at this zone over here. Okay, so that is liquidity that needs to be taken out. So price will come up, take liquidity into a supply. Even in this supply range, price might still take some amount of liquidity as well. So here's what you should expect when price gets into this supply zone. Okay, what should you expect? This is what price will do usually in a supply zone. So when price gets to a supply zone, because the market makers know that people are aware about supply zone, people want to sell at resistance supply. So it needs to grab liquidity for the real move to happen. So they will create a scenario that look as if price indeed wants to sell. All right. So, and a lot of time it's going to come as a double top. Okay. So they'll give sellers pressure. So you as a smart trader, you first of all want to see sellers pressure like so. Okay. So this is showing you that a lot of people are interested in selling at this zone. Once you see interest, which is what the market makers look forward to, they are looking for interest. All right. So once that people are interested in selling here, and then anybody selling in this zone would put their stop loss somewhere above here. So when they've gathered enough orders, they will push price, okay, to take out people's liquidity over here. All right. And at the top of this liquidity graph is where you always want to wait and take your entry. All right. So if price should retrace into the zone, check out what I've said. This is exactly what is going to happen, right? It happens time and time and time again, right? And then because that is how economics work, right? Supply and demand happens at the same time. Buying and selling happens at the same time. Your stop loss order for a sell scenario is a buy. Now they want to sell, right? For a sell to happen, somebody needs to be buying. All right. For a buy to happen, somebody needs to be selling. So for the market makers to really push the market down to sell, they need to find people to buy from. And people that they will buy from is people's stop losses that needs to be taken out. So they'll push price up to fill your buy order. So they'll buy, you'll buy from them and then they sell. I hope that makes sense. So this is what you should expect when price retraces here. So what you want to do is very simple. Let me delete all of this. So this market is not ready for entry yet. I'll show you another possible entry on this pair right now. Just wait a second. So what you want to do is very, very simple. You want to set an alert at this zone over here. So come here, add alert. Okay, so that when price gets into the zone, you know exactly what you are supposed to do. Zakir said, can you come again on that? Can you be specific on what? I've spoken a lot about many things. What should I come again? What should I say again? Let me know. Okay, so you set your alert here. When price gets here, you know what you're supposed to do in this zone. Now, the second trade idea over here is very, very simple. The second trade idea is, now you know that price is supposed to retrace. Based on what we've analyzed so far, price is supposed to retrace over here. All right. And then we want to, hold on. The particular entry zone I gave, you want to understand that very well. Okay. I will explain again shortly. Okay. So take a look at what is going on here in this zone. Okay. Now, this is a 4-hour time frame. I want you to focus on the market structure over here. Now, you must understand that the market is fractal in nature. All right. So every impulse move. So let's say this is an impulse move on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, so this, let me be very, very clear. I don't want to confuse anybody. So let's say this is the weekly, downtrend. Now, this retracement in a downtrend, you are meant to be selling, right? Okay, this is a downtrend, right? This retracement on the 4 hour, now this white is weekly. Now, for when you zoom in and then you go to a lower time frame, this retracement is a trend. It's an uptrend. Okay, so talking about the fractal nature of the market. Okay, so this is an uptrend on the 4 hour chart, right? This is also another downtrend on the 4 hours. Okay, if you go to a lower time frame, you see the same thing happening here. So that's what I mean by the market being fractal. All right, so to buttress what I'm saying, here's the point I'm trying to make. All right, so let me go back to the 4 hours and just explain this. So we have some internal structure here. Okay, so ultimately we know that price is supposed to retrace into the zone, but we are seeing market structure like so. Okay, downtrend like so. Price has given us this. So again, what I like to do is I like to change to Okinashi, because over here the structure seems quite confusing, right? For me, and then for probably most people. When I switch to Okinashi, I can really know exactly what has gone on here. So this is the structure. The red is the bearish. So I can easily do this. So price shifted like so, impulse, correction, and then impulse. All right. So what this tells us in a nutshell is that the order flow has shifted from this bearish to bullish. So right now, before price might get into this zone, we might see a retracement. Now, price is on this is an internal structure, by the way. This is not a swing structure, right? On this internal structure here, we can see an uptrend like so. And in an uptrend, you want to be looking for buys. Now, guys, please note, this is the second trade idea that I'm giving you. The first trade idea is to wait for price to get into the zone. And then when price gets into the zone, you look for sales, right? And the second trade idea is to work with this internal structure here. So this is a structure that we have, okay, on the uptrend like so. And in an uptrend, you are concerned about demand zones, or if you want to call it your support. So over here, I like to take the whole range. So when price retraces into the zone, okay, you want to look for buy opportunities. Okay, so when you look for buy opportunities, it makes sense to take exits when price gets into the zone, right? When price gets into that zone, you look for your sell setups again. So that's how you are trading. So you're trading from zone to zone. Okay. Now, Zacchaeus, let me use this scenario here to explain to you possibly what I mean you are asking. Okay. So it's the same thing that you're looking for either in a demand zone or a supply zone. So when price gets into the zone, always please note that when price gets to a demand zone or a supply zone, there will always be grabs of liquidity. There will always be liquidation. There will always be stop hunts. People's stop loss will be taken out every time, and then price will go in the original direction. So this is what you should expect and when you should take entry if price retraces. So if price should retrace into the zone, before you take entry at all, let everybody else take entry. Let every other retail trader take entry. And a lot of times, the composite man, the market makers, are going to create a structure that we are used to. And a lot of times it can be a heads and shoulder pattern. It can be a wedge or a channel. It can be double bottoms in this case. All right. So double bottoms is the most popular. All right. So a W pattern like so. So this should induce people into the market and, give some form of buyer's pressure. So you want people to, first of all, enter this market for a buy, right? So you are waiting for buyer's pressure in the demand zone, right? Once you see this, that means a lot of people are interested in buying at these zones. So don't get frustrated if you see price buying and then you feel that you did not enter the move. Don't worry. A lot of times, if not 8 or 9 out of 10 times, price will reverse and take out people's stop losses. So when this kinds of market scenario occur, that means when people bought here at this double bottom, always they'll put their stop loss below the zone. And that stop loss is liquidity. Okay, is liquidity and the volume that the market makers need to push price into this high here. So what they need to do is to move price downwards to take out liquidity. So you are going to wait for price to reverse here and take out people's stop losses and take out people's and take out this liquidity here. Okay, so it is now below the liquidity, below the liquidation area. That's when you start looking for your own entry strategy. So whatever entry system that you use, you want to apply it at this point, right? And then you look for your buy opportunities into this supply. Right, so that is it in a nutshell. Zacchaeus, I hope that is clear. If it's not clear, please let me know. Right, so you have two trade ideas for GBP USD, what you should wait for. We have a buy trade idea, and then you have sell trade idea. Now, why do I give us two possible trade ideas? Because as a Forex trader, you need to be very flexible. All right, a lot of times markets might not play to your analysis. But if you are bent on making price go your way, you might miss out on good opportunities. So what will help you is to find out all of the possible scenarios that can play out with the given market structure. All right. So right now, the only two scenarios that can play out right now is this, based on where price is right now. All right, and if either of the scenarios play out, you are ready to take entry. All right, so that is GBP USD. The next setup that we're checking out is by Zacchaeus, which is gold, and Victor Elisha, gold. So let's check out gold. Let's check out gold quick. All right. So gold, let's start from the weekly. Okay, so when you go to the weekly time frame, you want to take a look at what is going on, the market structure. And by market structure, is price in an uptrend or is price is in a downtrend? Is price currently in a supply zone or is price in a demand zone? Right, that is what you are looking forward to figuring out. All right, so let me switch to my hiking sheet so that I can get a clearer perspective as to what price is currently doing. Now over here, what can we see is going on? Right, we can see that price is currently retracing. All right, you can see retracement over here. Okay, this is a low. Hold on, let me quickly and just show you the structure. You have uptrend here, like so. Okay, and then at this point, we see that the higher low was broken. So all of this, we had price reacting to this demand zone, but ultimately it created internal structure. It did not break this high. So we didn't have a high created. And now price is breaking this higher low. So that's a signal that the trend on the weekly wants to shift from bullish to bearish. And then we've seen price retrace. So all of these, as you can see, these green candles retracement into, so price retraced into this block of supply here. So let's go back to the candlestick and then let's mark out the zones properly. Okay, so supply. Let me arrange this. So all of these here is a range of, is a supply range right here. All right, so in a supply range is where you want to look for sell opportunities. So I know that price is currently reacting to the supply. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, right? Price already did its thing. Now check out what I was talking about. Zacchaeus, if or you can. So let me show you what I mean by them. For the market makers always creating supply pressure, sellers pressure, and then taking out liquidity before the real move will happen. Okay, so look at what's going on here. Price going into the zone. The structure is still very much bullish. Okay, like so. So price is not breaking any kind of structure yet. It's still bullish, as you can see. Okay, price is still bullish over here. Still bullish over here. Okay, ultimately, check out. This is the M pattern that I was talking about. Price breaking this structure. So this is seller's pressure. This is an M pattern right here. And what it means is that a lot of people's stop loss is at this high. A lot of people's. So what the market makers need to really push price down like they want to is to create a scenario whereby they will have a lot of liquidity to be grabbed. So look at what they did. They had to push price back up, okay, to where people's stop losses are. So price went up over here. And then what happened? We can see the strong dump. Okay, there was a strong dump because they were able to liquidate a lot of orders here. All right, so that's why what I'm teaching you is spotting the footprint of the market makers. Once you see these kind of things happen, just know that they are about to do some crazy things. Okay, so price is now in control of the supply. So we already have this, excuse me, we already have this move that started already on the 4-hour time frame. So we can see if we look for a continuation. So let's wait for price to retrace. Give me a second, let me clear all of this. So what do we do right now where price is currently? Again, you want to take a look at structure. That's your first point of call. Now the structure, let me just skip this, is like this. Okay. This is a higher low. Jacob, this is gold. Gold on the 4-hour time frame. All right. So right now, what we have here is this. We have an impulse move like so. So possibly we might have a retracement into this supply. All of this is a range of supply. So in next few days, possibly for next week, we might have price still retrace into this zone. So that would be our lower high. Once lower high forms here, there would also be a liquidity grab that will happen here before price will dump to the ground like so. All right. So we would expect a retracement here. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so on gold right now, personally, if I'm to trade gold, I don't see an immediate setup yet. It might be quite risky to enter the market at this point because anything can happen over here. This is a market structure. That anything can happen over here. Of course, we are seeing activity of liquidation here. So they might liquidate people's stop losses that is here, take out that, and then that will be what will push price up here. So I would like to be on the side of proper structure. Except price possibly breaks this zone, then I'll start revisiting another possible structure. But right now, I'm going to wait for a retracement into this zone. It is at this zone that I'll be looking for possible sell opportunities on gold on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so unfortunately, I cannot provide you any other further information on gold because I want to give you something very, very solid. I don't want to give you something that is not solid on gold. So let's go do this thing. Okay. If you know gold, you know that gold messes with people a whole lot. Okay, but structure cannot be denied. Okay, especially when you combine structure and market structure. I said structure and supply and demand. Is that clear, Mr. Victor and Zacchaeus? My recommendation is to wait for price to retrace into the zone. When price gets here, you're going to look for sales. Okay. And then retracement into this zone is also going to be a premium level because when you take your fibs from this impulse, this start of the impulse to this end over here, you see that price has not retraced into anywhere near the 50% yet. So it might be quite risky to sell, to be looking for sales over here because price is still at a discounted price, right? A lot of times when real sell is going to happen, it usually retraces into a premium level, all right? So just a normal question, just a normal thing that a normal business owner would do. If you are selling something, so let's say you own a boutique or something, you prefer to sell your clothing items at a premium price than selling at a discount. All right, so, and a lot of times in the market for market structure, price more than often retraces into the premium price before the sale happens. So there are times as well, there are exceptions, that even at a discounted price, we can also see price sell, but it does not happen all the time. Okay, so which other pair do you like us to check out, guys? So let me just check out Euro USD, since that's the most popular pair. While I'm waiting for your feedback, let's still possibly check out let's say 1 or 2 more pairs for tonight. We are still going to have another live trading session on Monday. All right, so on Monday we'll see how everything has played out. Zacchaeus Euro USD. Should I check out Euro USD? So it should also be similar to what's going on GBP USD. So I check out Euro USD on the weekly time frame. What can we see? When I go to my hiking sheet, I see that all of this is just a retracement. Okay. A retracement into a possible supply. So which supply zone is active over here? Remember, we alerted this last session. Okay, so this supply zone is currently the one that is active. So the supply is in control of price right now. That is what we are getting on the weekly. Okay. So you want to go to lower time frame to find entry. Okay. And check out what happened. Seller's pressure coming in from here. Okay, see the end pattern. People's stop losses that's above here. Okay, price came up and grabbed people's stop losses before dumping. All right, that happens a lot. And when you start looking at price at the market that way, you start getting into profitable setups. So that's on the 4 hours. So what is the market structure and where should we expect to take entry? All right. So over here is your higher low, like so. Oops, let's use another color. So higher low. Just jump this. So this is higher low. And price has come down to break this higher low, like so. So you're waiting for price to retrace into a supply. So which supply zone should we use? Okay, let me see this. So we have a structure here. All right, so this supply, I'll take it into consideration over here, this one. All right, so that's an internal structure. All right, or you can just use, of course, the whole of this is a swing structure, all of this. So when price retraces into this zone, all right, it's an avenue for you to find sales, or you might be seeing better opportunities in these refined zones. Let me make it. These refined zones are where you possibly see. Okay, so anywhere in these zones is there to look for sales. So price might retrace here for sales, or if I should go into the zone, look for sales. So what you should do, Zacchaeus, is price is currently retracing, and check this out. Price is, there's an inducement here, okay, which is also some form of liquidity. Check this out. Okay, over here, this high and this high here, okay, which is some sort of resistance, in this case inducement. So that means there's inducement here. So if this move is going to go back up, it's going to go back up into the supply, taking out liquidity over here. So that validates this supply zone. So it will really be an awesome setup for you if you can wait for price to retrace into this range of supply before you start looking for sell opportunities. All right, so that is your first trade idea, something similar to what we've already established on GBP USD. Okay, so the second trade idea that I'm seeing over here is what is currently going on at this internal structure retracement here. So the structure here is very, very glaring to the eye. Okay, what can we see over here? You can see price doing this. Okay. All right. So the internal structure is bullish. And all of this is a demand. Demand, this is a range of demand. Let me make this. Okay, all of this is a demand range. And in this internal structure, we should be looking for buy opportunities. All right. So in this case, if you are to buy here, this is a 4-hour structure. We already have a point of interest on the 4 hours. So if I'm to take entry on this trade, I'll go to 15 minutes. On the 15 minutes, I want to see buyer's pressure over here. So at this retracement here, I want to see buyer's pressure. I don't see any buyer's pressure here. So price is still giving us the downtrend. So I want to see activity of buyers, of demand on this pair. And I'm looking for something that looks like this. If I see this and then price takes out this structure, for example. Okay, so that means a lot of people are interested in buying. So it means that people's stop loss is below here. So what do I wait for? I'm going to wait patiently for price to retrace and come back to take out these people's stop losses. So when that liquidation happens, that is when I'm interested in taking a buy. Simple as, and then I'm buying into that supply. I hope that makes sense. Box. If you understand what I've said so far, please type in clear in the chat box. And then for some of us, you might need to actually watch this video over again to watch the replay session. The replay will be available on our YouTube channel by tomorrow. So if you are currently subscribed to the YouTube channel, you will get notified. Or tomorrow morning, look out for the link on our WhatsApp group, our WhatsApp and Telegram group. You get a link to this replay so that you watch it and then you mark out the same zones on your chart. Zacchaeus, thank you. Peter James, thank you. Jacob, that is exactly what I'm saying. It's advisable to wait for liquidation at supply zone before or demand zone before taking entry. Yes. Okay, because if you wait, that means there's a high chance that you won't be, a victim of stop hunting most of the time. All right, so you are now trading like the banks, like the big banks and financial institutions. You are taking entry when the real move wants to happen. The real move always happens after liquidation. Okay. But if you're a trader that does not consider liquidity or liquidation, most likely you'll be the liquidation, right? You'll be the liquidity that will be grabbed by these big banks and the financial institutions. All right. Any more setups that we check out, guys? Any more analysis? So this is almost 7 p.m. So this is meant to be a 1-hour class. So it's almost 7. I don't want to take our time, even though we started about 10 minutes late. So we've been here together for about 15 minutes, which is fine. So we've checked out gold this night. We've checked out GBP USD. We've checked out Euro USD, right? And that will be the similar thing happening on USD pairs, that USD is a quote currency. Okay, so let's check out the last pair for tonight. Euro CHF. Euro CHF will be our last pair for tonight. So let's go to the weekly chart. Okay, so what do we have going on the weekly here? Can somebody take a look at this pair and then tell me, is price in a downtrend or price is in an uptrend on the weekly charts? This is the weekly time frame. Peter James said downtrend. Who else thinks this is a downtrend? Okay, let me know what you think in the chat box. Is price in an uptrend or downtrend? Zacchaeus also said downtrend. Okay, do we have anybody that thinks this is an uptrend? You might just be right if you say it's an uptrend. Let me know what you think. Okay, so let me call out our names. There are people here: Anifoshe, Joshua, Abel Innocent, Israel Bulus, Victor Elisha, Kate Oge, Kelechi, Kanayo. It's a lot of us here. Can I get more responses? I have just 2 responses out of a number of us here. what do we think is going on this pair? Take a look at it properly. Is price in an uptrend or downtrend? Israel said uptrend. Kelechi said downtrend. Okay, good. So let's check it out. Personally, like I said, I like to check out what's going on Heikin-Ashi. So if I check out my Heikin-Ashi properly, you can see the downtrend coming like this. Okay. And then what do we have here? We have this impulse move here, and then price giving us this. Okay. So actually, price has shifted momentum, guys. Okay. Price has shifted momentum to an uptrend. All right. So price is not in a downtrend. On the weekly charts, price is in an uptrend. Why is price in an uptrend? Because at this retracement here, this is a lower high, like so. And price has taken out this lower high. We've seen the retracement into a demand zone. We've seen a higher high, right? Currently, price is reacting to this demand zone over here. All right, so over here, price is in an established uptrend on the weekly on Euro CHF. All right, so that's why I always say that the first thing you want to look out for in any market is the market structure. If you get the market structure wrong, you've already started making bad trading decisions, because we are supposed to be looking for buys, you're looking for sells, and vice versa, right? So we know that price is in an uptrend like so. Over here, we are looking for buy opportunities right now. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, what are we looking for? Hold on. So this is the point of the retracement over here. Good. So let's change to, so based on the structure, we can see this move happening here. This is buyer's pressure, people's stop losses being taken out, like so. All right, so anywhere from here now, we're expecting price to go bullish. All right, so that's what we have on the 4-hour time frame. Hold on. So the structure that I want to see here on the 4 hours personally is something that looks like this. So possibly price might give us a lower low, right? So if that happens, you want to wait for price to break a lower high, like so. So once that break happens, because right now price is still very much bearish, and it is risky to take entry for a buy in a bearish market. So what I'm trying to do right now is to wait for a setup whereby the order flow will shift from bearish to bullish. So for the order flow to shift from bearish to bullish, this lower high needs to be taken out. All right, so once this lower high is taken out, like so, that is on the condition that we see a lower low here, like so. So price needs to break this low and give us a candle here. So if this break happens and then we see a break at the top here, then you wait for price to retrace. Okay, at the retracement, you're going to look for buys from here. So you look for buy setups from this zone. It's as simple as that. Okay, so currently, now that is for me that I like to stick with my Heikin-Ashi. All right, for somebody that does not use Heikin-Ashi, okay, we already have some sort of structure here. Okay, it might be a fake out, it might also actually work. So you just, let me just show you what I'm talking about here. So an aggressive trader might consider this as structure. This this, and this. All right. And then what do we have here? Like, so this would be the person lower high, which has been taken out, like so. So you can see price taking this out like so. All right. So you want to wait for the retracement and then you buy. So what might also happen is price still coming down a bit. Okay. And then ultimately you look for buy setups here. Zacchaeus, is that clear? Okay, Zacchaeus, you said Euro CHF, exactly. Let me know if what I've explained so far is clear to you, Zacchaeus. And for everybody that would like to trade Euro CHF, let me know if that is clear. All right, so you want to, I recommend take your time, especially if you're just getting started. I want to recommend that we have a lot of sessions under live trading. And you can get all the replay on the YouTube channel. All right. I want to recommend that you binge watch the live sessions replay. Just the way you watch a whole series in a day or in 2 days. You can watch 3 to 4 different live sessions in a weekend. So devote this weekend to education. And why do you need to watch those sessions? Because you pick some things as to how the experts trainers look at the market. You start spotting some patterns, some trends, which when you start adding into the way you trade, it will start making a good difference in your trading. All right, so I recommend that you don't sleep on the value that's available on this platform. Right, use it, recognize it that it is valuable. Right, when you recognize it, use it to your own profit, because we wouldn't be here teaching you these concepts if they do not work. All right, it is working. That's why we are here teaching you this concept. All right, so you want to take full advantage of what you are learning as a 10 trade client. All right, for people that understand the value. Now, the way that this particular perspective that you've learned tonight is a concept called smart money concept, right? How to trade at the big banks, institutional trading concept. You know that it's quite valuable to come across content like this, right? But as client of 10 Trade, you are getting it for free. All right, so please don't think because you are getting this for free, it is not valuable, right? Very, very valuable for those who know value, right? I can only wish that you take it seriously. I recommend watch this replay again tomorrow morning or during the weekend. Likewise, watch other trading sessions as well of other experts that run live sessions with 10 Trade. Okay, you would naturally have affinity for some certain concept that you will learn, and then you add it to your own trading system. That is how you optimize trading system, right? No man is an island. You learn from here, learn from there. You find a way to add it to your own trading system to make it better. That's how we optimize trading systems. All right. So guys, we've done, I think, 4 to 5 currency pairs this night. So let's see what the market holds tomorrow and see how, if these setups are going to align. If they don't align tomorrow, definitely next week you start aligning. All right, but take your time, don't rush. I recommend to only trade perfect setups. Only trade perfect setups. If you see a setup that is not perfect, skip it. There's always time to trade. Okay, there will always be another time for you to take entry in the market. All right, so with that said, I want to wish us all the very best for the rest of the week and possibly the next week as well. May the market be with us, be on our side. I want to thank everybody for being a part of these sessions, for always coming on live, right? It's deeply and greatly appreciated. If you don't attend these sessions, the sessions will not hold, right? So I want to recognize your value for information, your value for knowledge, and by the grace of God, it will start paying off for you very, very shortly. Because this skill set that you're learning is a skill set that will pay you for the rest of your life once you gain mastery. Okay, the market will all of a sudden start making sense to you, and then you start spotting the right zones to buy and sell from. Okay, guys, good night, everybody. I'll see you on the next webinar session. Have a fantastic night. Bye-bye. Cheers.